let's go. What's up, guys? It's me, 28 Nights, and it's that time again. Another WWE pay-per-view event, Fastlane. I'm here with Tim.
Hello, everyone.
And, yeah. I don't have no order in this end. I just wrote it down what I know.
Yeah, mostly
So
the same.
we'll just, and then if I miss something, you let me know. You put me in my place.
I shall
Cool.
absolutely do something like that.
Right. But
That is so easy.
Before we start, okay, I'd like to say congratulations to Molly Holly. You know, getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. So that's
Absolutely,
awesome.
and quite well deserved too.
Yes, definitely. I think that's awesome. She's the first. It's good on her, and I'm looking forward to seeing who else is going to be inducted.
Yeah, I do wonder who's going to. I do wonder who's going to induct her. I
Yeah,
actually think it would be really cool if it was Shane Helms.
yeah, I think it would be.
All things considered, so that's gonna be really nice.
We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out. But okay, so
Yep.
let's start. We'll start with what I have, which was Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton.
Yes.
Let's start with that one.
That's a weird one.
I think that's just something that's gonna like bring back the Fiend.
Yeah, I was about to say this has to just be, the return of the Fiend.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because I mean, look, I'm all for intergender matches when they're like, when it
makes sense.
When it makes sense, when it's doable.
Listen, with all due respect, even in her, Nightmare Bliss persona, there's absolutely no way it's going to look possible for Alexa Bliss to take on Randy Orton.
Right? Like, not at all. So I'm like,
I mean, he's like twice her size.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous, but I mean, I'm interested to see what is going to happen and how.
Oh, absolutely. And the match itself is either going to be one of those that don't start or one of those that last like 2.5 minutes or something, or 30 seconds. Right. But it's going to be the spectacle around it that's going to be, how are they going to bring back...
Yeah, how are they going to bring back the Fiend?
The Fiend, or if not, what other shenanigans are we going to see?
Or like, just fucking Randy Orton going to be fighting himself or something. Who knows?
I mean, I usually those kinds of spectacle matches where you kind of know what's going to happen, it's not my favorite... It's not my favorite cup of tea, but I actually think both Randy and Alexa has been doing a really bang-up job making this work.
Yeah, they're really good. I'm enjoying it. So it's not like okay, I've had enough. It's like no, I kind of see what is next because I was interested. I'm like okay, she made a challenge. I'm like, all right, how's this gonna go? Like,
no, this could be working. I mean, that seems to be working like really, really good so far. And as you say, I know last time I complained about angles going for too long, and I realized this has been going for almost 3 months now, but it doesn't feel played out.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe because they don't have matches all the time.
True. And I think it's probably just like a good setup for like WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's probably going to be. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Actually, it's really for once I'm really excited.
That's just my.
It's WWE, so it might be something stupid. But for now, I'm really excited.
No, we'll see, man. I mean, I'm enjoying it, so.
Yeah, absolutely. For whenever I catch part of Raw, this is really nice.
Okay.
So, I mean, again, I don't have. There isn't much we can say about the match itself.
There's nothing we can say itself. It's just good stuff, I guess. But it's like.
I mean, it's obviously not going to be a match, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do about it.
Right, exactly. Okay, let's go to the next one. I have Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Is that a last man standing match?
I don't know. As far as I know, it's just a standard singles match.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about it being a last stand. It's not advertised.
Told me that it was a last man standing match. I'm like,
it might be.
I don't know.
Or it might be one of those that is like last man standing match at the last minute or something. They've done that before, but right now it seems to be just a standard, just a standard singles match. The problem with this is that I feel they mishandled this thing. This should have been done before they gave the title to Lashley. Because I feel like this was... I know the feud are basically going on because, hey, whatever we need this feud to be dealt with, but it was so obvious this was meant to be a title match. And I guess, I don't know, maybe they just decided now is the time for Lashley, or he was about to jump ship to AEW and they had to placate him, or I don't know what happened. I just feel like this particular feud was super mishandled. Why are these people even fighting anymore? It was all about Sheamus wanting the championship.
I don't know.
So, like I said, it's I'm looking forward to the match because I think they're going to have an awesome match. Like, these are both big men who can both actually move. They're not just punchers. But I just feel like the feud is a bit... It just feels like it's killing time until McIntyre can challenge Lashley.
Well, that's Lashley and McIntyre is gonna feud on WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, why this match? What is it going to do? We know who's going to win because they're not going to let McIntyre look weak going into that match. So they can't have Sheamus win in that case. What is the point?
I felt like it was just a repeat, especially if they're doing Last Man Standing match. I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like it's just a repeat of what they did two Mondays ago, two Monday weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. Apart from the Alexa and Randy thing, everything we have right... I mean, this is basically just Elimination Chamber, the discount rerun.
Yeah.
It's the exact same matches with like one or two extra added, and there's... I don't see any reason to think the results are going to be any different. I'm looking forward to most of the matches on this card because I think the matches, or at least most of them, are going to be really good. But I'm not looking forward to the... I'm not really looking forward to Fastlane as a whole. While the individual matches I'm sure will be fun.
I mean, it is like the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, so I don't think they're gonna like have all their like, you know, the best matches.
No. They're not gonna have a lot of title changes necessarily. I just feel like in that case you could have built this one better. Like, don't have it be title matches then. Have it be matches we're going to have at Mania, and at Fastlane
the title match in the Fastlane besides Roman.
Oh yeah, and Big E versus Apollo at least, and the women's tag team title. But I mean,
well, they're not. They're not fighting for it. Like, I don't think Lashley is even fighting on the Fastlane. So.
Lashley is not on the card as of yet. As of yet. Let's see on Friday, obviously. I
think it'll be a good match. I'm like I was saying, I wasn't really expecting anything like, oh, okay, well.
No, I think it's going to be a really good match. If those two go fully at it and just kick the crap out of each other, I think it could steal the evening. Again, it just feels like a match that's a bit pointless now. Well, it's all I'm saying. So I find it hard to get invested in it.
I don't know. Maybe depending on... See, that's the thing. Depending on if Lashley wins WrestleMania, then that whole thing with Sheamus and McIntyre could probably just end. And then they can do... maybe Lashley versus Lesnar, which I think everybody wants to see. But I don't know how they're going to do because I can't I can't. We're not in WrestleMania yet, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But
I'm pretty sure Lashley is going to go over. Apparently, every news site, and again, you shouldn't read news sites. This is stupid, Tim, because it means you get. It means you lose a lot of your. I mean, I know kayfabe is dead, but I really want to try to be in a kayfabe like mindset when I go in and watch a match, because best way to be a bit excited somehow. But everything indicates that WWE has promised Lashley the Lesnar match, if at all possible. So I'm pretty sure Lashley. It doesn't matter. That's not relevant here or now. We can do that before Mania.
all right.
But the point is McIntyre and McIntyre versus Sheamus. I think it's going to be an awesome match. I just don't know why they're having it, except for the fact that
maybe just to fill a card. I don't know.
yeah. I'm like, well, we were fighting because I wanted to be a champion. Now none of us are champions. Let's fight anyway. I mean, fine. It's just But the match is going to be great. I really do think the match is going to be great. And I think McIntyre is going to win. Actually, I don't think. I'm absolutely certain McIntyre is going to win.
Pretty positive. All right, let's go to the next one. We got Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon.
That is another feud I just don't understand.
But I've been really paying attention to what's going on in Raw, but apparently I think it's like Braun Strowman, I thinks that, Shane thinks that he's an idiot and dumb, and there's like basically it's Braun versus brains and shit like that, and I'm just like, I just like one of those things.
I get that.
I don't get the whole thing, because I'm like, where the hell did this come from?
I mean, I understand the feud well enough. I just don't understand why they're doing it. But I mean, I guess it's to give Braun something to do after they. I agree that Lashley as a champion finally is a good thing. Lashley going clean over Braun Strowman, I think, is a bad thing. I honestly just don't know what they're doing with Braun right now. It feels like they have him in a holding pattern, just not really doing anything, and I think that's a waste. So they put him together with Shane. They're probably going to have a really cool match, because we know Shane is insane and will probably kill himself in the ring one day. So he's going to probably have a fine match with Strowman. It's just that, again, why does this feud? Why this feud? Why is? I mean, you've been paying attention. You tell me. I haven't seen it entirely. Why we haven't seen Shane for some months now. Why is he suddenly coming back just to fuck with Braun Strowman of all people?
He's been in and out of like Raw and made matches. Like, it all started with Elimination Chamber when Shane didn't let Braun in the match, because with all the champions, he's like, "Oh, I was a champion." He's like, "Well, no, you were this champion. This is for this." You know what I mean? And stuff like, "Oh, like you're a Universe champion. This is for the WWE Championship." And then it was like, "Oh, like what do you call it? Just put him in different matches, and like not put him in this match and not put him over here." And it was it's like kind of like, oh, the McMahons is being assholes or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, a McMahon being an asshole is not surprising. That's how they should be used, by the way, in my opinion, because they're very good at it.
Right. If it ain't broke, be an asshole.
Again, I mean, it could have been, if Vince had been 10 years younger, it would have been him. We know that, and it would have been awesome, because Vince is an awesome on-screen character. It's just that, again, I just wish we would have an explanation for, why.
Maybe
is he messing with Braun?
I don't
Suddenly
know.
Out of the blue. Yes, I know he came back just before Elimination Chamber, but before that we hadn't seen him since what? Survivor Series? Even back to SummerSlam?
It was a while ago. Yeah.
So it's like suddenly he comes back and just decides to mess with Braun Strowman. It just seems weird to me, is all. But again, the match is probably going to be super cool, because again, Braun is only getting better, Every time I see him, I think he has better and better matches. And Shane is insane. We know Shane is insane. So, by which I mean insane in the ring. Outside, I'm sure he is both very, very sane and very reasonable. But yeah, again, it's gonna be an interesting match to see what they do with it. But again, it's okay, sure, we're doing that. Why not?
I don't really get it, but I mean, I guess still a card. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be a long match, but I think it's going to be fun. One way or another, I think it's going to be fun. It could also be a setup for something else, like Shane starting a new faction or something. Again, I feel like we have too few. I think we have too few factions on the. I mean, we have the Hurt Business who currently have the world champion. I know, but I feel like we have too few factions on the main roster right now. So I don't know. We'll find out. It's gonna be an interesting match, that's for sure.
Someone just subscribed to my damn channel. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Awesome.
Anyways, so yeah.
Apparently maybe they like painting.
Maybe. Anyways.
Or mermaids.
Or something. Anyways, let's go to the next one. We'll go to Women's Tag Team Championships. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks again.
This is the other. This is where I'm like, this is like the discount elimination chamber. Why? Why are they doing? Okay, explain to me one thing before I give my thoughts on the match, or you can give your thoughts on the match. How did Reginald end up with Nia and Shayna? Because I kind of lost. Like. So, who was he with? How? Why?
Right. So you know how he was with Carmella.
Yes.
And then he went over to Sasha, because Carmella fired him, and then I think what happened? He got involved in a match, and I guess like they lost. And Bianca was like, hey, you need to get rid of this person. And then Reginald came out and talked to Bianca. And then I think after that, Sasha was like, you need to stay away from me. And slapped him and stuff like that. And then Nia Jax was like, oh, actually, I think he's kind of cute. So they have this love connection now.
Oh, goody.
It's very confusing. I don't get it. He's been passed around like a joint in a... I don't know. It's one of those things, and
It's been passed around like the village bicycle. That's what he's been passed around as, apparently.
I don't get it.
Very weird.
Whatever.
To be fair, I don't get why he's there in the first place.
I don't know why he was there in the first place. I mean, I kind of got it with Carmella.
Carmella, yeah.
But with Sasha, didn't get it. Now with Nia, I don't get it. But whatever.
No, I mean,
do you WWE? Do you? I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure he's maybe he's a popular character. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't watch too much of the weekly shows again because it's not always easy to catch them from over here. So I only watch
I tried to watch it, but I'm kind of just like. Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, we gotta repeat again, which, I mean, I don't understand, because there's so many good women tag teams out there that deserve these matches. Why are they giving it to Sasha? Like, I understand Sasha and Bianca are gonna fight in WrestleMania. Fine. Great. Are you trying to make... I don't know what they're trying to do here, but I don't understand why they try to put them in a tag team match, which is...
The only thing I can imagine is... I mean, I can imagine a lot of swerves, but the only other thing I can imagine is that they actually give them the titles. For some abnormous reason, give them the titles, because then they can have the one WWE loves to do, with people having the titles who really hate each other when Bianca takes the title at Mania.
Yeah.
But I think that's a bad idea.
I feel like it's a bad idea. I feel like it's a dumb and terrible idea. Like,
I mean, you're right. There are so many out there who could do...
I mean, this is...
Who is it Mandy is teaming with right now? Mandy Rose.
Dana.
Dana. I think those would be do some good stuff. There is the whole Riot Squad.
Riot Squad. I mean, you got a lot of like incredible women out there. I mean, this is probably why the NXT got their own women's tag team now, because they got tired of being like, oh, well, we want the being the limelight too, the tag team match as well. Why can't we get a shot? They barely got a shot. They barely get shots. So I understand why they got their own tag team now. Good on them, by the way.
100%. We've been talking about that for a while. They should. I mean, we've been talking about for a while that the women's division desperately needs another singles title.
Oh, definitely.
Like a US title or an intercontinental title or a TV title or whatever you want to call it. Desperately needs a mid-card title. But yeah, I mean, Nia and Shayna is going to win, right?
Definitely. I don't see why they wouldn't win unless you like what you said. And the whole angle was like they have like,
yeah,
you know. But I'm just like I just don't get it. I'm just like, you know.
I would be tired of that and.
Like, I'm already tired of it. I was tired of it last pay-per-view. I'm like, we already did this. We've already been here before. Like
I didn't even think they should have challenged for... We talked about this. I didn't even think they should have challenged that Elimination Chamber.
No, right.
Now, it's just like, why?
It doesn't make no sense. It's like, you can always have, like, without having, like, a tag team championship, have one,
hang on.
Okay, but anyways, yeah, so it's like, I mean, there's so many other, like, just people out there, like, women out there that's like, I don't know, I don't get it. I don't understand the whole...
No, I don't either. I don't think this thing should have been a thing in the first place. I'm okay with them keeping the titles on Shayna and Nia. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with them being dominant and powerful and just even bulldozing everyone. I just don't see why, in that case, they couldn't give the chance to someone who deserved it. With all due respect to to Sasha and Bianca, they didn't deserve a tag team title feud.
No, they didn't.
Considering they are already in like the main title.
They're
feud.
The
main title.
Yeah, exactly. They're already in like the main event of WrestleMania. Like, come on, like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand that. But you know, it's WWE. I don't understand half the shit they do.
No one understands all the shit that they do, to be honest, always. Again, it's very confusing. Nia and Jax are going to win. I don't know about Shayna. Nia and Jax are going to win.
Definitely going to win. I think they're going to win because I think they're going to get the help also from, like, Reginald, too. So, we'll see how that goes. But let's go to the next one. We got Big E versus Apollo Crews. Or... Is he going by, is he going by a different name? I don't know.
I think he's still going as Apollo Crews.
Okay.
But considering he's leaning into the whole Nigerian ancestry, and considering
forever. Sorry.
Yeah. I am now Nigerian. Oh wait, that was a terrible Indian accent. Considering that he actually is named something like Sesu or whatever. I can't do Nigerian names. I would not be surprised if he eventually switched to that. This is the one match on the card currently. I don't know how it's going to... Oh, I'm pretty sure Braun and Shane is going to do like a count out or something. I don't think we're going to have a winner in that one. Big E and Apollo, I don't know who's going to win it. I think it's going to be a great match. Apollo is turning heel, and we know WWE is always very, very fond of pushing heels over new heels over faces. So I'm going to say Apollo is going to take it, just for that reason alone. But I think it's going to be a great match. I think those two match up well with each other.
I think you're probably right. If not, then WrestleMania. But I think he might take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a good match. I mean...
I think it's going to be an awesome match.
You got two great, like, athletes here. You know what I'm saying?
And it's one of the few matches on the card that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a rerun. It's a build up to a fight, and it makes sense. I would not be surprised if we saw a rerun of this at a rematch at this, or maybe a triple threat with either Mustafa or someone at Mania. But I do think Apollo's going to take it, and I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match, actually. This is probably one of the ones I'm actually kind of excited for.
Yeah, really, really. Again, I think McIntyre and Sheamus is going to be a great match, but this one I'm actually excited to see.
Yeah, because I mean, just like you said, this makes more sense. They're already having like they're feuding. They like.
Yeah, and they're feuding over something. They have the title.
Apollo's going like heel, so you're like, see how this is gonna work, and now
It's so nice to see him with an actual personality.
Yes. Because I mean, he's a great guy, but his personality was this kind of like John City.
Apollo, you know who Apollo Crews reminds me of? Face Apollo Crews. He's always reminded me of early days The Rock, or rather early days Dwayne Johnson. You cannot smile too much back in the mid '90s. You remember when he had his first face run?
Oh yeah.
Before becoming The Rock in Nation of Domination. Oh my God. That's what Apollo Crews reminds me of. So I am just so happy to see him actually have a personality.
Oh yeah, I like it. I mean, I like that. I like how they had built up this character and stuff like that. I'm excited to see where it goes, because
this is also why I think it's the logical progression to have him win the title.
Oh, definitely, I agree.
I wouldn't mind Big E keeping it, because I'm a huge fan of Big E, always have been. I do think he has potential to, go higher than he has been as a single performer. Yeah, and I do have my issues with that. The safest way to get to the top in WWE is to turn heel. I really do think they have lost the ability to create top baby faces, and I think that's a problem for them.
I think this is like the era of the heel.
Yeah, no, it is, and I don't have a problem with that as such. But I mean, you need a face to challenge them eventually. You need a Cena you can always go to as someone the audience will. Yes, I know Cena is a weird example.
Cena sucks.
Cena. Yeah. Let's go, Cena. Exactly. But I mean, something like that, or a Hogan, or a Austin, or a Bret Hart, or someone who can be. I don't see who's in the company currently who is the top babyface. I mean, Edge, there is, probably, but he's not full time.
Yeah.
I really do think they need to start trying either to create interesting faces again, or I don't know. I think we're running out of top faces, and I think that's going to be a problem down the line. But Apollo Crews will probably win this, and just for everything, I think he should.
Yep. Before we move on, though, since we're talking about Big E, we gotta give it up for the New Day, who won their tag team champions. I think 11th time or something like that.
I think so. I really do. I really do think they're using the New Day to just break all of the old tag team records.
I think I'm fine with that. I like the New Day, so I'm
super happy about it.
I'm totally fine with that. I love the New Day. It's awesome.
I'm really happy Big E got his singles push, because again I feel like he's been underestimated as a singles wrestler. Definitely. But I still think breaking up the New Day was a terrible decision.
Definitely, it's good, but it's also bad. But
Yeah, they are probably the best thing the WWE have still.
Oh, definitely.
And I mean, again, Kofi and Woods. Well done, guys.
Good job, guys.
You keep performing superbly in and out of the ring, and you damn well deserve it.
And I respect the Sub-Zero and the Scorpion wrestling attire, by the way.
Yes.
I love it. Like Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. That's like my favorite video game. So I respect.
Again, as an example, they are an example of how faces, I know they started out as heels, but they are an example of how faces can get over and remain relevant. And I don't understand why WWE can't replicate that higher up in the rank. Anyway, doesn't matter. Next match.
Next match, I think it's the last match. Unless there's another one. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns.
Yes.
For the
another discount rerun. Another discount rerun. I guess
it's a rerun, yeah, but I feel like.
I guess the only interesting thing is that Edge is probably going to be, special guest enforcer.
Yeah, and I mean this time, Daniel Bryan is he hadn't had like a match beforehand.
We're probably actually going to have a match this time.
We'll have like an actual match, and not just like a beatdown.
Yeah. Again, the problem is, we all know how this is going to end. Because there is... I would like to see it, but there is no way in heck that is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Edge mainlining WrestleMania instead of Edge versus Roman.
Yeah, I don't see that.
So the match is a given. The only thing that's interesting is Daniel Bryan going to lose with shenanigans or clean? And the thing is, he almost have to lose clean because he can't be in the title picture at Mania.
Yeah, that's true.
We are not we don't need a triple threat for that one, and if he loses with shenanigans, he can always come back and say, "Hey, I need another match, one way or the other."
Yeah.
So I don't know what they have in mind. Maybe they're turning Edge heel again by having Edge take out Bryan because only he is allowed to defeat Roman. I don't know. Again, I just think it's probably going to be a good match. Daniel Bryan is difficult to have a bad match with, and Roman has improved immensely over the last 5 years.
Oh, definitely.
Again, it's just one of those matches that are we already know how they're going to end. So it's going to be a good match, but I find it really difficult to get really excited about because it's way too predetermined.
Oh yeah, I mean it's kind of just you kind of already know. It's just like I said, it's a filler. It's a filler.
Yeah. It's fine. It's going to be
it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a good match. We don't know like I said, I always tell people you never know what's going to happen. It's it looks like that person's going to win, but who knows?
Yeah. We can be super surprised as much as anyone, and I would love to be. I would love to be super surprised.
I like being surprised. I love it. I'm like, oh shit, didn't see that coming.
As long as it's a,
as long as it's a good surprise.
As long as it's a good kind of surprise, and not one of those where it just feel like they're pulling a switch just to do it.
What the fuck?
It's going to be one of those where it's that's actually, I'm surprised. And not one of those where I'm like, why the hell did they do that? That was stupid.
Right, exactly.
But if you can avoid that, I would be all in on it. I really would be all in on it. I think it was going to be amazing.
But yeah, I believe Roman's going to take this one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No chance otherwise. Because, Edge versus Roman is going to headline Mania.
Yeah, I think that's...
Unless something very weird happens, it's going to be, again, unless they already push a match with Brock for Lashley at Mania, it's going to be Edge versus Roman as the headliners.
Yeah.
So there's very little doubt there. But overall, I think this is the thing. I think this is going to be a really... Also, I think Nia and Shayna is going to have a great, or at least a passable match with Sasha and Bianca.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying anybody on this card right now, on this Fastlane card, is gonna have a bad match.
No, it's just.
I'm just saying it's just.
It feels. I know it's on the road to WrestleMania, and the three most important things on the road to WrestleMania is Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber and Mania itself, but it feels like a discount pay-per-view being put on because you have to put on a pay-per-view in March.
I feel like over here in America we have like football and then there's like the preseasons. I feel like Fastlane is just the preseason, and then like the WrestleMania is like the main season. It's like okay, they're just warming up, and this is like their warm up to get to the WrestleMania.
That's fine. I just feel like
I mean I'm not. I was like I never looked at like Fastlane or any other like pay-per-view before WrestleMania as like, oh, this is gonna be the biggest thing ever. Because obviously, why would you want to have?
Obviously, but my point, the point I want. No, talk. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Oh no, go ahead.
The point I'm trying to make isn't that Fastlane is supposed to be like big and important. Oh hell no! It's literally a building block to Mania, and that's all it's supposed to be. This is why I don't understand why they are. I mean, Elimination Chamber was clearly a building block to Mania. This one feels like they are like ignoring that Mania is there and trying to build like an independent pay-per-view while they should be. Everything happening at this Fastlane should be building towards Mania. Yeah. And it looks to me as if nothing is. I mean, there's going to be some build-up in the women's match. There's going to be some build with Edge and Roman in the title match. It's not that. It's just that everything I feel in Fastlane card should be about building to Mania, one way or another. And I can't see what is. Again, maybe Alexa and a returning Fiend,
or Big E and Cruz, maybe. I don't know, but
yeah.
But I see what you're saying.
Again, we can be next. We will be back next Wednesday, of course.
Thursday.
So Thursday. My bad. Really, my bad. I can't keep track of time zones.
Record on Wednesday, guys. We'll be back on Wednesday, but y'all won't hear it until Thursday.
my brain is applesauce today. I should become president of the United States. I totally forgot I
had like a time change and everything else.
Yeah, you know, she gained an hour on me, and then you know, it was like, what time is it? It's that time. No, it's that time. No, it's that time. I told her she didn't know what time it was, and it was all very weird. Yep. Yeah, we had a problem with daylight savings. But the point remains that, yeah.
Point remains, Fastlane, Sunday, March 21st.
Yep.
I also want to say something. Because I want to say that I cannot wait until they have real people in the audience.
Oh, God, yes. I am so happy they chose to do that in Florida this year.
Because if I have to look at people and then hear cheering music and the people in the stands like not cheering, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Everyone in Thunderdome is just sitting totally stone-faced and there's like,
yeah! I'm like, no, that's not how they're looking like right now.
I mean, they overdid. I mean, you saw that at Elimination Chamber, right?
Yeah.
This is awesome. Which is a chant that has... It's one of the few chants in wrestling that still has, like, this is awesome and fight forever. Those are the two big ones. If you can get the audience to do that, you're in on something. And you could just see several times in some of the matches the sound was like, this is awesome, and you saw the Thunderdome people, and they were literally just sitting there staring dead-eyed at
it's like you hear this is awesome, but in reality you've heard like crickets or something like chip, 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 chip. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's bring some live people in here. So I'm like, also I'm glad they're doing that on like in Florida, because it's like, okay, cool.
It looks like they can have at least some audience. Looks like they can have at least some proper audience for Mania.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I hope it won't get like a full pandemic research, but I doubt it, to be honest. I sincerely doubt it. So I'm really happy. Also, because it's been so long since people have been out doing something, it can create a really, really cool atmosphere. Because it's like, this is the first time in a year we've been able to go out and do this.
Right,
So I think
like,
people will be willing
this
to.
kind of a crowd and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. I think we can get some huge crowd reactions just because people will be really pumped to be out doing
definitely. Like,
anything.
All right. I mean, people love wrestling as well too. Who's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
WrestleMania. So I was like,
it's
hell
awesome. It's the
yeah. I was
best.
like, if I lived in
It's not
Florida,
my.
if I had a chance, I live in Florida, I would go.
I mean, you know our rule. The first time it's close to any place we both can go. We're watching the Rumble and Mania one year.
Definitely. But
Even if I have to fly over for both, screw that. We're definitely doing that. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be. I'm looking forward to that because yeah, this is. At the other hand, even the Thunderdome and the pump sound is better than the early days. Do you remember last spring when they started doing things without an audience and without any kind of sound?
oh yeah.
It was so dead. I know it's because I have watched wrestling in that Denmark had a now defunct wrestling circuit. As you can imagine, it's not the biggest in the world, and they were like in various gym halls with 20 people most of their shows. So it's not as if I haven't tried that before, but it felt so. I don't know. It just didn't feel like wrestling. It didn't feel like a
It
show.
felt like you're just like watching a practice.
Yeah, yeah. I know sometimes some of this thing is cool. You can actually hear what the wrestlers are shouting a lot of the time. A lot of that has actually improved for some of them because you've been able to identify some,
Yeah, I mean,
personality in a lot of people.
I think it had worked well with like Bailey and like, shut up, Cole, I could hear you talk or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
It was like kind of funny, like.
It's not always
It wasn't like
hits
all
the high
bad, but I
note,
mean, it was like some of them was
but I
like,
just love how Bailey is trolling Michael Cole
like, shut
every
up, Cole, I
chance
can
she
hear you
gets.
talk.
Yeah. On the other hand, it also gave us a month of knowing way too much about bodily openings on Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Listen, I have nothing against Nia. I know some people think she is an unsafe wrestler, and I can't say anything about that. I don't have anything anything against Nia, and she's a very pretty girl as well for someone of her like stature. But I don't need to know about her hole, and I don't need it referenced at every wrestle event for a month. Okay, guys? Please don't.
Yeah, I think they went overboard with that one, but yeah. They
Titus
did.
World Slide, I understand why it was referenced. That was just hilarious. Ouch, my hole didn't need to become a month-long acknowledged meme.
Nope. I think that should have been like that one time only, and that would have been done. Maybe twice, but
Yeah,
that would
exactly.
have been it. They all just go a little bit too
Exactly.
far. It's like, kind of like when a little kid, when you know,
Yeah,
they think they
exactly.
make you
So,
laugh, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it again. I'm
no,
like,
I
no, it
am.
was funny the first time, kid. Shut up.
This was the year where they were doing 2 Manias, wasn't it? Like 2 days?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be one on the 10th or the 11th, I believe.
Yeah.
Saturday,
Something
Sunday.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, that'll just mean we'll have extra stuff to talk about. That's not the problem. But I do mean that's going to be good with an audience because that also means there's going to be a heck of a lot of matches.
Right. I love it. I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. But
I'm so looking forward to it. Again, I am fairly open about my favorite pay-per-view of the year being Rumble, just because the Rumble match itself is my single favorite wrestling event. But Mania, there's just something about Mania, right? Just the fact that it is WrestleMania. It gives even some of the stupider matches they do sometime a little bit extra.
oh, definitely.
So I'm looking forward to that. And again, Sasha and Bianca will finally actually get into a match that means something and will be interesting to watch. So that's going to be fun. Against next time, I think we've gone 50 minutes or something now, so
I think we've said enough. Yes.
Yeah, so remind me next time. We can talk about once we have seen Bliss versus Orton, see what they do. I actually think we could discuss intergender matches as such, because it's one of those things. I know WWE isn't really allowed to do it, but I think it's one of those things they really should start trying to look into.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like legitimate intergender matches, not just we always know the woman is going to go over, or it's always going to be like Nia Jax versus what was his name, the dude that worked also with Carmella back in the day, the little funny one. I don't.
The blonde guy, whatever his name is, I don't remember.
Well, it does. Point is, it doesn't have to be a squash match necessarily.
Whatever his name
On
is.
the chin, he also had a program with AJ at one point. It doesn't matter. All right. Again, probably going to be a lot of good matches, but we will see how the thing goes next week.
Alright, well, we'll end it here then. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget, Fastlane's this Sunday. Also, I got other videos. Got the painted video yesterday. And a video on Monday I put out. And yeah, the next Thursday we'll have our post. So make sure you look out for that as well. And I also got some other things coming up in April that I will talk about when we get to April. But other than that, you have anything you want to shell out before I end this?
Usual Twitch streams on Sunday where I bash in caveman heads with large stone clubs. So if you enjoy people seeing people being murdered brutally in the Stone Age, come watch me then.
Ooh, exciting! All right, guys.
I know. You can also watch me failing to tame a saber-toothed tiger, constantly failing to tame a saber-toothed tiger, and you can watch Toya laugh at me over it. So there we are.
Okay. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.